Every single day, individuals step into my clinic fully convinced they are handling everything the right way. They walk consistently for 30 minutes, sometimes even longer, and yet they show up dealing with knee pain, ongoing exhaustion, numbness running down their legs, and an overall sense that they are declining rather than improving. The very first question I pose never changes. How, precisely, are you walking? And that is where the situation becomes truly revealing, because the issue is almost never that people aren't walking enough. The real issue is that they are walking incorrectly, and walking the wrong way isn't simply wasted energy. It actively harms your joints, ruins your alignment, places excessive strain on your heart and blood vessels, and drives long-term inflammation deep within your tissues, year after year. I have witnessed this scenario repeatedly in my practice. People doing the correct activity, but in the wrong manner, paying a physical price they don't fully recognize. My name is Dr. Nathaniel, and this channel is devoted to bringing you the most current, research-backed information on senior health in a format that is genuinely practical and simple to apply. If you haven't subscribed yet, I strongly encourage you to do so right now so you won't miss anything we're covering today. I am going to walk you through 6 of the most frequent and most harmful walking errors people commit after the age of 60. I will explain the specific mechanism by which each mistake harms your body and give you exactly what to change. This is information no one will offer you during your next routine checkup. And it all begins with understanding why walking after 60 is a completely different physical challenge than walking at 40. Once you pass 60, your body brings 3 major changes to every single walk that weren't present 2 decades earlier. First, the cartilage inside your knee and hip joints has grown thinner with age. The shock-absorbing cushion between your bones has decreased. Poor walking mechanics that your joints could tolerate at 40 now cause repeated, direct bone-on-bone impact, which speeds up joint deterioration. Second, your muscle mass has dropped due to a natural process called sarcopenia. The muscles that stabilize your pelvis, spine, and ankles are weaker than they used to be. Faulty walking form shifts pressure onto your joints and connective tissues, pressure that your muscles should be handling. Third, your nervous system's ability to sense body position and react to balance challenges has slowed down. This makes walking errors not just physically harmful, but also significantly more dangerous when it comes to falls, which remain the #1 cause of serious injury in adults over 65. Walking is healing medicine when done correctly. Walking is slow, steady harm when done incorrectly. Here are the 6 mistakes to stop starting today. Mistake number 1. Walking with your head dropped down and your shoulders curled forward. This is the most frequent posture error I encounter, and it creates damage that most people never link to the neck, shoulder, or back discomfort they feel. Your head weighs roughly 10 to 12 pounds when held in neutral alignment. For every inch it shifts forward, the effective load on your cervical spine doubles. At just 2 inches forward, your neck is carrying 20 to 24 pounds with every single step. Over a 30-minute walk, that means thousands of repetitions of excessive force on the cervical discs and facet joints. The rounded shoulders that come along with this position close off your ribcage reduce how deeply you can breathe and increase the cardiovascular demand of the walk for the same amount of physical output. People end up feeling more worn out than they should. The fix. Before each walk, stand up straight with your ears directly above your shoulders, your chin parallel to the ground, and your chest open and lifted. Check your posture every 5 minutes because the forward drift happens gradually and without you noticing. Mistake number 2. Overstriding. Overstriding means landing your heel far out in front of your body with your leg almost completely straight. When your heel touches down extended ahead of you, your knee absorbs a significant braking force with each step. This increases the load on your knee joint, strains the patellar tendon, and over time contributes to cartilage wear and chronic knee inflammation. Research published in 2024 confirmed that a shorter stride pattern greatly reduces the knee forces most closely linked to joint damage while walking. Walking efficiency comes from step frequency, not step length. A shorter, quicker step with your foot landing underneath your hip produces less joint impact and delivers the same cardiovascular benefit. The correction, Shorten your stride and aim to land with your foot directly beneath your hip rather than stretched far out in front. A small increase in step cadence with a shorter landing distance reduces joint load immediately. Mistake number 3, failing to warm up before walking. Most people over 60 simply walk out the door and immediately start moving at full speed. No preparation, no transition from rest to activity. When you begin walking at full intensity from a completely cold start, your blood vessels haven't yet dilated to meet the demand. Your heart hasn't gradually increased its output, and your muscles aren't yet receiving enough oxygen. The result is a sudden spike in cardiac demand from a resting baseline. Research consistently shows that the first 3 to 5 minutes of exertion after rest are the period of highest cardiovascular stress during exercise. Cardiac events in older adults cluster disproportionately at the very start of activity. The fix: walk at half your normal pace for 2 to 3 minutes before increasing to your full speed. This gradual ramp allows your blood vessels to dilate, your heart rate to rise smoothly, and your muscles to receive oxygen before demand peaks. It costs you 3 minutes and could one day matter enormously. If you have made it this far, you are clearly invested. You want to see what happens next, but most viewers enjoy the content and scroll away without subscribing. If this video really means something to you, tap subscribe. It takes 1 second. If not, you will probably forget this channel exists and miss a lot of great educational content ahead. I want to take a moment here because what I am about to say connects directly to everything we are discussing today. Over the years in my clinic, I have seen something very simple make a real difference for people over 60. It is not about doing anything extreme. It is about doing the right small things every single day. That is why I created a guide called the 30-Day Blood Pressure Reset for Seniors. It is a simple, step-by-step plan designed to help support healthy blood pressure through gentle daily routines, light exercises, and clear guidance you can follow at home. The connection to walking is direct. Consistent, correctly performed walking is one of the most powerful tools for blood pressure management available. But walking done wrong, with the mistakes I am describing today, can actually raise chronic inflammatory markers and increase cardiovascular stress instead of reducing it. Doing the right movement in the right way is exactly what this guide is built around. Some of my patients have used this same structure and told me they felt more in control of their daily habits and more confident about their readings. I am not opening this to everyone. I am only allowing 30 people to go through it right now because I want to follow up closely and see how each person is doing. If you feel like your current routine is not giving you the clarity you need, click the link in the description or scan the QR code before the 30 spots are filled. And because you are part of this community, I have made it easier with a 70% discount. After completing your purchase, please drop your email so I can follow up with you personally. Now, let us continue. Mistake number 4. Walking in the wrong footwear. This mistake causes more damage than almost any other on this list, because it accumulates silently over months before any pain is ever felt. After 60, the fat padding on the sole of your foot thins out, removing natural cushioning. Arch support becomes more important as the tendons and ligaments that maintain your arch lose elasticity. And balance depends more and more on sensory feedback through the soles of your feet, meaning that unstable or overly cushioned footwear which reduces ground sensation actually increases your risk of falling. Flat shoes without arch support let your arch collapse with each step, straining the plantar fascia and ankle tendons. Old shoes with compressed cushioning transmit impact directly to your knees and hips. Both patterns quietly accelerate joint damage. Walking shoes should have a moderate heel rise of 8 to 12 millimeters, firm arch support, adequate cushioning in the forefoot and heel, and a secure fit around the ankle. Replace them every 12 to 18 months, regardless of how they look, because the cushioning compresses long before the shoe shows visible wear. Mistake number 5. Walking at a consistently slow pace with no variation. The research is unambiguous. Walking speed after 60 is one of the strongest single predictors of cardiovascular health, cognitive function, and all-cause mortality. A major meta-analysis found that the risk of all-cause mortality is elevated by 89% in older adults with the lowest preferred walking speeds. Walking speed is now described by geriatricians as the sixth vital sign. Walking at a comfortable, constant, very slow pace every day does not adequately challenge your cardiovascular system, does not produce the improvements in arterial blood flow that protect against high blood pressure, and does not deliver the anti-inflammatory signals that make walking genuinely therapeutic. The solution is interval variation. Spend 60 to 90 seconds of every 5-minute block at a pace where conversation becomes noticeably more difficult. Then return to your comfortable pace, repeating this pattern several times across a 30-minute walk. This produces significantly greater cardiovascular and anti-inflammatory benefits than flat, slow walking for the same total amount of time. Mistake number 6. Not cooling down after walking. Most people finish their walk and immediately sit down or stop moving entirely. This abrupt transition is particularly dangerous after age 65. During sustained walking, the blood vessels in your legs have dilated significantly to deliver blood to your working muscles. When you stop suddenly, that blood does not immediately return to your heart. Cardiac output drops abruptly. Blood pressure at the level of your brain falls. This is why many older adults feel dizzy or lightheaded immediately after stopping exercise. It is called post-exercise hypotension, and it is a direct consequence of stopping too quickly. The fix: reduce your pace progressively over the final 2 to 3 minutes until you are walking very slowly, then stop. This gradual deceleration allows your blood pressure to adjust smoothly and your heart to reduce its output in an orderly way. The same principle as the warm-up, but in reverse. And, equally important, 6 mistakes, 6 corrections, all of them free, all of them startable today. Head forward and shoulders rounded damages your cervical spine and reduces breathing efficiency. Overstriding loads your knee joints with braking force that erodes cartilage over time. Skipping the warm-up creates abrupt cardiovascular demand when risk is highest. Wrong footwear silently transfers impact to joints that are already working with reduced cushioning. Walking at a constant slow pace fails to deliver the cardiovascular and anti-inflammatory benefits that make walking genuinely protective. And stopping too abruptly drops blood pressure and produces the dizziness that leads to dangerous falls. Pick one mistake you recognize in yourself right now and change it on your next walk. That is it. One change applied consistently produces real results. Tell me in the comments which of these 6 mistakes you are currently making. I read every comment, and your answer shapes what I cover next. Before you go, I want you to think about something. Most people keep waiting for the perfect moment to take their health seriously, but that moment usually never comes. That is exactly why I put together my guide, the 30-Day Blood Pressure Reset for Seniors. It is made to help you follow a simple daily routine that supports healthy blood pressure without confusion or stress. It includes gentle exercises, daily habits, and a clear plan you can stick to day by day. I have seen people in my care feel more confident just by following something structured like this. Right now, I am keeping it very limited to just 30 people because I want to treat it like a small group I can observe closely. Once those spots are filled, I will close it. If you feel ready to start something simple and structured, click the link in the description or scan the QR code to get your copy now. And since you are part of this audience, like family to me, I have added a 70% discount so you can get started without worrying about the cost. After completing your purchase, please drop your email so I can follow up with you personally. I will check in with you through email and help you stay consistent with the plan. Disclaimer: everything shared in this video is general educational information based on published research in biomechanics, geriatric exercise science, and cardiovascular medicine. It is not personal medical advice for your individual situation. If you experience joint pain, chest discomfort, shortness of breath, or dizziness during or after walking, please consult your doctor before continuing your walking routine. This information is intended to support your health conversations, not to replace them.